Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining. I've got Reseller Denz with me tonight. Thanks for joining, really appreciate it.
It's all good, getting quite excited.
So,
It's the first one I've done, actually.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. Nice.
Yeah.
So just tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you into reselling.
So Reseller Denz, my actual name is Daniel. I've had that nickname probably since I was a teenager, like early teens. And I've kind of had that mindset probably since I was 11 or 12, like taking these football stickers to school and trading them at school, washing cars around the village, that sort of stuff. I'd wish I'd kept my Pokemon cards now.
Yeah.
So it's really been on and off, really, kind of part-time right up until, I say part-time, a hobby, evening work when you shut that laptop at 5 o'clock, to when I was made redundant back in June 21. That was when I decided to go full-time. Essentially, I was at the company for 21 years, so I've racked up quite a nice severance pay.
Yeah.
So essentially, it gave me that financial backing to kind of go, right, okay, here we go, let's go.
Yeah.
But as you're sitting there trying to figure out what you're going to do, because essentially I had no niche to go into, it was just essentially I had one charity shop that was quite lucrative.
Yeah.
And the plan was to go there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and list the other 5 days or whatever. But then people go, oh, you're looking for work. I've got some. Do you want some? So then essentially bookkeeping start coming in more into the reselling. So it kind of took a bit more priority, like paying the bills and things. And then my old company wanted me to consult with them. So essentially what it's turned into me wanting to do full-time reselling is essentially splitting to two businesses now. So the reselling part with Caroline and a bookkeeping company that's offering services to most people. And I think a couple of resellers I've done tax returns for them as well. So yeah, they seem to be fairly happy.
Because like your videos they're really clear, like they're really good because you always highlight what the cost of goods was, the fees, the postage, and put the numbers out really clear, which is what a lot of people don't always do. Even if you've literally made £1 on it, like you always put it out.
Well, this is it, because in my head, because I was doing videos before I was made redundant, and in my head I was like, I'm seeing all these resellers that go, we sold it for this and we bought it for this, but nothing in between.
Yeah.
And it's like, people need to understand that what reselling is actually pretty a hard slog, because ultimately you could say, okay, you picked up for a tenner and you sold it for 15, but what you don't say is, okay, it's £2.85, £3 postage in that. eBay fees coming in at £1.20, £1.30, and then you've made no money. But the perception is that they've actually made a fiver. Which
a lot of people are like quite misleading, aren't they? You know, sort of say like, oh yeah, I got this for £1, I've sold it for like 30, or you know, whatever. But they also don't tell you like, they don't tell
it's
you
almost giving a false hopium, right?
Yeah, and
that
they don't always tell you like how long that item's been there for either.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then I made the decision because I've been from sort of end of June to sort of November time, I was reselling a bookkeeping, and being in the office for that period of time that we built, me and my stepdad, ridiculously good with wood, ridiculously good. That actually started getting quite lonely, sitting in here by myself all day. So having discussions with the missus, say, look, I need to hire someone to kind of, because both of them are just simmering at the moment. Nothing's really got any direction. So we took the decision to hire a friend of ours, Caroline, in April. And I wanted to get into the clothing part anyway. So we decided to kind of, we've got three or four charity shops now that we go to that are quite good with clothing, and we pick those up pretty much 3 or 4 days a week. And she lists when I kind of, if I've got some bookkeeping done, she'll list some stuff while I finish off the bookkeeping, and then we'll both list. So yeah.
I think it's really good as well. You can kind of offer that service to like other resellers too, like being a reseller yourself. Like I think it's like a really nice service to be able to offer.
Yeah, because ultimately I've done eBay for a long time. I think my account was opened in 2002.
Yeah,
So I know eBay pretty well,
yeah,
and I know bookkeeping pretty well. So merging those two together, thought would be a
yeah,
good service.
yeah, 100%. I'm just going to jump into the chat quickly. I have put Dan's channel in the description, so
Good stuff.
please give him a sub. So we've got Limelight Vintian. Hi, Limelight. We've also got Kevin from Lakeland, Florida. Thanks so much for joining, Kevin. We've also got Lisa in. Yes, Adam, we're on. And we've got Kate in. Hi, guys.
Okay.
Adam's realised we're on. Bonjour. Hello from the North Pole. Hello, Santa. Lovely to see you. She's always flipping Mandy. Santa Claus is coming to town. And
hopefully not yet. It's a bit too early.
And we've got Sam SJ Cartier. Thanks for joining. Sharon says hello. Thank you so much, Sharon. And Limelight, just a little question for you there, Denz. Is Caroline full time?
She is full time. Yeah, she draws a salary plus eBay commission, a small commission on selling between a certain period of the month. So yeah, she is full time. She's essentially paid by a limited company, so PAYE is all sorted that way. But yeah, she's done no bookkeeping, but she gets paid by that company.
No.
Yeah.
And we've also got Rich Night's Life. Hello, thanks for joining. I was live on Night's Life's channel yesterday, so do go and check that video out.
Will do.
And we've also got the Welsh Picker, Evening All, and Ian J. We've got in. So, hello, thanks for joining. So Denz, obviously, like you've got a family as well. How do you manage like balancing your, your reselling and your bookkeeping along with kids and blah blah blah?
Yes, it's pretty hectic. Thankfully, Laura looks after Jack for most of the day. So a normal week, Jack will go to nursery 9 till 12, and then she would pick him up. We'd have lunch together, generally about between 12:30, 1:30. I'll come back in here. She may do something with him in the afternoon. Then I come in at like 4:45, cook dinner and have dinner, and then most evenings I'll be working till about 8, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just to try and tidy some loose ends up so my head's not kind of, because what I do before bedtime sometimes I'll lay on a pillow, my head will go, you got to do that, 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 and then it's like I can't sleep for a couple of hours. So if I can tie those loose ends up between sort of 7 and 9, then yeah, I'm all doing it. And we alternate like putting him to bed.
Yeah.
So Laura will do one evening and then I'll do the other.
Yeah.
So not everybody is doing the same thing.
No, I had like one of those moments last night because I sold something like quite late last night and I couldn't sleep anyway. And then I was there thinking like, oh, if I get up early enough, I can pack it and then put it in my stuff to go. So now I've really got to go to sleep so I can get up early enough to pack it.
But you can't get to sleep.
But I can't sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that thing when you know you've got to get up early and you put the alarm clock on for something early. You can't sleep because you know that your alarm clock's going to go off early.
Yeah.
It's like counterproductive.
Yeah, I had that last night. I was like, oh my God, it was like awful.
Yeah. But it is tough. It's rewarding, definitely. But I mean, I think I'm probably in a unique position where I work from home and my boy's at home in the afternoon. So sometimes he'll come to the door or the window. Hi, Dad, and that sort of stuff. Hi, Daddy. And you kind of go, I'm on the phone. Yeah. But because before that, when I was working at my old company, the laptop was in the house, so he would like come on the phone calls with like all the meetings and stuff at the beginning, like say hello to everybody. It was quite sweet.
Yeah. I think it's like really important that you have to just do what works for you because everyone's business is individual, isn't it?
Yeah. And I mean, I have no qualms about doing that, but I do realise that works. So I have to come in everything that needs to happen.
Yeah, definitely. We've also got a wee piece of Junie in the chat. Hello, thanks for joining. And we've got Carly at number 53. Thank you so much. Santa Claus, last day of November. Tomorrow we are officially in my month.
Is that your birthday month, is it?
What am I getting for Christmas, Santa Claus? Are you going to get me like a storage unit or something to put all this shit in?
Yeah, see behind me, look. That side. All of my boxes, look, just state of it.
We've also got Kath Palmer. Hello, everyone. Junie, am I on the nice list yet? Or we'll have to see. Oh, he's looking. He's checking it twice. He's looking. Junie just subbed. Thank you so much, Junie. Really appreciate that. And yeah, I do have the heating on today. My duvet is on the sofa. I didn't put it on yesterday, Dan, so I was under the duvet on the sofa doing the live. And Sean said I looked like a toasted marshmallow, which was interesting. But yeah, I did put it on because a lot of my clothes weren't that dry, so I thought, I better put it on so they actually like dry. So yeah, heating on today.
Yeah, we do notice a difference when the heating goes on. That monitor just goes through the roof.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to like. I mean, I'm not going to sit here like freezing. Do you know what I mean?
No.
But, like, you know, I have tried to kind of just think a little bit more about when I'm putting it on and like for how long, really. But I'm not going to sit here just freezing my tits off for no reason, you know.
Well, that £66 going to run out in April, isn't it, or March?
I don't know. I've just stopped even like looking into it, to be honest, now, because it just goes up and up every couple of months, and I think, oh well.
Just be careful that they don't overdo your direct debit on purpose.
Yeah. Well, luckily for me, my electric, well, not luckily really, because it's meant to be worse, but my electric's on a pay and go key. Okay. So I kind of have a bit more control over that. But I have noticed it is going down faster. And the gas, it's only really like the shower that runs off the gas really uses the boiler. So it's not.
We have gas central heating, so it kind of, and a gas cooker. So I think per kilowatt, I think gas is cheaper, is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I
never checked.
I've got so bored of just seeing it all go up and up. I just can't bother to look at it anymore, to be honest.
Like that.
Yeah, that's basically how I'm going about life at the moment, just with my eyes shut, to be honest. So, Denz, you've also got you do like a pop-up shop as well, don't you?
So it got to the point. It's called Pop-Up Pat. Actually, the camper van that me and Laura bought is an ex-Royal Mail van, so we called it Pat.
Yeah.
And we were accumulating so many clothes that we thought we have to try and find another outlet to sell them.
Yeah.
And Caroline came up with the idea of like just popping up in villages that can't get to like central Cambridge, because central Cambridge is ridiculous, right? £25 for like 5 hours parking. It's just stupid.
Oh my god.
So we decided that we would try and reach out to the villages on the outskirts of Cambridge and see if they wanted us just to, on a bit of grass, just pop up with a van with a 6x3 marquee and offer that service. We've done Newmarket and Studlands. We did March, Jumble Trail. Yeah. That wasn't very good. And we went to a like almost like a car boot, but it wasn't. It was like trying to do like a festivally car boot. Yeah. Went on the Saturday, and she said pop by on the Sunday, so we did that. So we've done 3 so far, and I think it's just about having the time to get the name out there and talk to the councils. And you have to have permits for certain streets and a permit for each street that you want to be on. So if you wanted to pop up in, say, Haverhill on a certain street, you'd have to pay £500 a year for a permit.
Oh god!
And if you wanted to set up on a street through 2 streets down, in Haverhill. You have to have another permit for that one. So it's
Oh,
no wonder
wow.
why people
They
aren't
don't
just
make it
doing it, because
easy,
it's
do
so.
they?
No, quite. So we've been contacting like private landowners, really,
Yeah,
because if it's on private land, then you don't have to have a permit.
yeah. Do you have to have liability insurance as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
public liability insurance. Yeah.
That's not too much though, is it?
No, it worked out about £110 for the year, I think.
Yeah, that's kind of doable, isn't it? But the permits,
Yeah.
like, wow, that's
Oh, yeah, it's stupid.
crazy.
Absolutely
Absolutely
stupid.
crazy. Do you find that you've had success with it, or do you think a lot of it comes down to like the marketing of it, like actually
Yeah,
drawing people in?
definitely the marketing. Because we're so busy, we just kind of like, that's a thing maybe that we're going to do between April and September,
Yeah,
like try and get into the local festivals like Strawberry Fair,
yeah,
Wildwood that's on the outskirts, and things like that. We've contacted all them, and it just seems like the marquee that we bought as well is really shit, to be honest.
yeah.
It's like tearing already, and we've only done 3. That's what you get when you pay so little for something.
Yeah,
Um, so the first one, I think we cleared like 90 quid, which wasn't too bad for like 4 hours.
yeah,
The second one was a fiver, which cost me more in petrol to get there and back.
yeah,
Um, and the last one, it was the very first one that they did. So as essentially, I just took it as right. I've got my name on the list now.
yeah,
So if they do sort of 3 or 4 a year, then they'll just give me a call. But we
yeah,
made 20 quid that day.
yeah,
But it was nice to just do it with other people. So you just chatting
yeah,
to other traders that are doing little things and bits and
yeah.
pieces.
I think it's something like you're just gonna have to try and do sort of like consistently, and
Yeah.
like it's gonna be easier in like the summer months, isn't it? Because you can be outside. But
Yeah, and the issue that I think we're facing is that because we've got a lot of stock that we've built up over the summer, and we're
mm,
trying to sell stuff in October, November, people aren't going to buy a t-shirt
yeah,
in the winter, right? So
yeah,
I think we have to just accumulate stuff over a year and then put the right stuff out for the right weather conditions. And at the moment, at Jack's age, I like to be there on the weekend, so Saturday and Sunday, which kind of gives
yeah,
Laura a bit of a breather. So doing something in the morning on a Saturday or a Sunday morning, he's up at 6, so I'd
yeah,
have to take him with me. I'm trying to put up a marquee by myself with a 3-year-old, 4-year-old
yeah.
running about. It's not ideal, right?
No.
So yeah, definitely, we're definitely keeping it.
Yeah,
But we'll probably just do festivals, and if people have got private land that they want us to pop up on, then we can
I
do it.
definitely think it's something to keep going with because, like you say, it's another outlet, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
I think it's definitely something to keep going with.
and we just did a blanket like £5 per item, because
Yeah,
we get them for between £1 and £5, and they've been sitting there for a while. Then
yeah,
just
yeah, and
get rid.
that's it. If it's been sitting there for a while, you just sometimes you just think, oh, do you know what? I just want my money back now. Like, it's
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
rid of it, don't you?
yeah.
Yeah. So Adam says Santa be on night soon, raging. And Junie says he's taking a long time to check if she's on the nice list. Ooh, that doesn't look good for you, Junie.
No,
Oh, he's confirmed now. She is on the nice list. Good. I'm so pleased. Mandy, living the high life. My smart meter is terrifying me. I'm not Mandy. Like at some point, it's gonna like smack me in the face, and I'll wish that I paid more attention. But I just find it too depressing, so I'm not bothering at the moment.
make sure your meter readings are correct, right?
Yeah, yeah, I will. I do need to do one actually. We have to pay and go for electric and gas top up online. It's good as you can see how much you are paying. Keep an eye on it. Yeah, yeah,
Because some people are kind of understating what they're using their estimates to pay the bills, but what you're actually doing, using more. So when they're actually get time to kind of put the real reading in, then they're going to get absolutely stung for a huge charge.
yeah,
So it's best
yeah,
to keep on top of it. And even if you are behind a bit now, it's just best to get it out of the way.
yeah,
Just
definitely.
get it done.
I have had a couple of times where I've come home from work, turned the lights on, and the lights haven't gone on, and I've been like, "Oh crap! I've got to go and top up the electric now." But I got a fish tank as well. Of course, the
Oh,
air
that's going to eat
off, and
something up,
they're
isn't
like,
it?
we're like that, and I'm like, "No, hold on, fish! I'm going to the
Yeah.
shop."
My parents had a machine on the side of their telly. You put £1 in and you turn it and it'd switch the telly on. And it would be for an hour. You'd have an hour.
That is
But
crazy.
that was a way to save up money to buy white goods from a company, basically.
Yeah, that's
Mad.
crazy.
Well, sorry, we haven't got any pound coins. So you can't watch the telly.
Yeah.
You can't watch all of those 4 channels that we had. Oh, that's a shame.
Junie, oh, you're worried. Oh, never mind. All cleared up. All cleared up. Question for you, Den. So, what kind of stuff do you buy to resell, and how long have you been a reseller for?
So, we're mainly into women's clothing at the moment. If there's some sort of unique men's t-shirts that we get, so if it's men's related, it's mainly super dry. I picked a really nice Star Wars Episode 4 t-shirt, an official one, the other day. That's on for like 50 quid.
Oh no.
Paid £3 for it. But yeah, mainly women's clothing. All the boxes behind me are full up. Boxes 1 to 24. And full time from like July 21. But I've been doing it on and off for the past 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
I should have stuck with it because when we was in our flat, I tried to go to car boots and things like that. And I think that was when YouTube was first kind of coming out. And if I had that idea now, back then, I think we would have been in a different position.
Yeah.
A lot more subscribers and all that sort of stuff. But
I wish that I'd started earlier, to be honest. Like, I'd like dabbled with it, you know, but didn't do it seriously. Just thought, I'm going to stick that on eBay or something, you know. But yeah, I wish I'd started properly like earlier.
Yeah, and I gave up basically because I didn't know what I was looking at.
Yeah.
Like 12 years ago. I just go walking around the car going, what the hell am I going to buy?
Yeah.
But I think the old idea is that just buy something and then you'll learn as you go along.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. 100%. Adam says councils are killing town centres. Yeah.
Yep. Especially Cambridge's.
Yeah. Who's Bernard Santa? Is he one of your elves? Yep, he's the head elf. Could you contact schools to use their grounds for pop-up pat? They would be glad of a donation. That's quite a good idea.
That's not a bad idea. I did see that pop up. Yeah, I'll definitely get maybe like probably not primary schools, maybe secondary schools because the clothing we've got is mainly adults anyway. But then if parents know that you're there, then they might get something. Yeah, I'll definitely give a few schools an email.
Yeah. Oh, my regular spammer Sean's come in. Nice to see you outside of bed, Sophie. I can see Richard didn't manage to stir your covers, but Denz has. Oh, yeah, it's easy to do. Oh. Limelight says, we used to have a TV that you put 50p's in. Wow.
Yeah.
You are showing your age.
Ours was £1. Yeah.
Wow. And Welsh Picker also remembers the pound TV.
Yes. That was in the 80s, wasn't it?
I
Early 90s.
knew about this. Like, I didn't know this was like a thing.
Yeah. If a guy would come round like on a Wednesday evening or a Thursday evening and just empty all the pound coins onto our like breakfast table, count them up, write it in a book how much he's taken. Then when you've accumulated so much money, you can say, okay, well, we need a new microwave now, or I need a new cooker. Yeah, so you just use that money.
Crazy. That's
like a savings account.
Crazy, George. Their credit arrangements were bonkers. And Sean says, I thought I saw Night's Life hanging around. He's packed up your parcels. You need to address it to your carer, or have you got a responsible adult at home to take to leave? Sean does make me laugh. I do enjoy Sean in the chat. He does make me laugh. Denz, do you still go to emails? I'm so glad. I don't know whether it's called emails, but that's what I call it.
Emmaus. I think it's Emmaus. People say it differently, I think.
Yeah, mine's emails.
Emails.
Now, this was a bit of a kind of, well, I'm going to call it email skate.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
A bit of a thing, wasn't it? Do
Yes,
share with us.
Do share.
Yeah.
I'll firstly say that everything's been sorted now, so it's fine. I do still go to Wales. We try and go once a week. But essentially, the whole issue was that they call them companions, so the people that they help, homeless people, homeless men in particular. And I had permission. I emailed the manager at that Cambridge site. So can I film a GoPro? I do this YouTube channel. I point it downwards to show what I pick up, and how much it potentially could be worth. They agreed, all fine, and that was like 2 or 3 years ago that I'd got this permission to do that. And we'd had some challenges, like friends of ours would come along and we'd do like Denz versus challenges and see we'd get picked 3 items each, a bit like bargain hunt, and they'd go on for 99p, and whoever won the auction would win. And this companion was basically saying that I was ripping off charity shops, selling them for more than what I'm buying them for. Well, yeah, that's a business.
Yeah.
But what he didn't realise, one, that I had permission to do that.
Yeah.
2, that it was helping Emmaus in some way to identify what items were worth more than what they actually were.
Yeah.
And 3, that I'd give a 10% kickback on anything that I sold that I picked up from them back to Emmaus. So there was like a mutual agreement. Okay, well, if you let me film, you can have 10%. You can have 10% kickback of whatever I sell, and I made a fair bit of money from it. And I had a meeting with the manager, and she took us around the site, and I gave them free advice, essentially. Most sellers don't like that, and probably most of the people in chat would say, why would I give away secrets? Because it's not really a secret. You can find it out anywhere. But I knew that 99% of the people at Emmaus wouldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And it's still the same now. I mean, you're 2 or 3 years down the line, and they're still trying to shift stuff, mainly because they get so much stuff. They've got like 2 or 3 marquees that get donations in. They've had to build a new building for it in the car park.
Wow.
That they've got limited space, got so much stuff coming through the door that, as I said to the manager there, you've got 2 choices. You hold on to it and get the biggest profit for it, or you shift it quick and expect to not get as much. Those are their 2 choices, and they're still deciding to get rid of stuff fairly cheaply. I mean, the prices have gone up a little bit, but not crazy.
I think they should, the amount of times I go into charity shops and the same stuff is on the shelves like for months, and it's like,
especially crockery.
Picture. Yeah. It's just like, get the picture, like, put the prices down, get it rid, put new things out, and
and talking to, because they had an eBay guy there, which was the manager's husband, which I found quite dodgy. That he was only interested in artwork and glassware that was only going on their eBay page.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, hang on a minute. I'm in the mezzanine in their warehouse. I'm standing next to 7 or 8 pairs of Levi Strauss jeans.
Yeah.
And it's like, where are these going?
Yeah.
Oh, they'll go in the clothing section for £4 an item. Well, they're 20, 30 quid on eBay. So what do you do?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they said, we've got an eBay position coming soon. Would you like it? And at this point, I was still working at Telstra.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, what's the salary? And they went, it's X. I went, no, because it's like almost under half of my position at my old company. So, yeah. So they essentially not offered me the job, but they said, here's a position. Could you apply for it?
Yeah.
But I think they're putting more on eBay now than what they were before.
Oh, yeah. Like, I follow a lot of the charity shops eBay page just out of interest, really, see if anything does crop up. And I think
the manager did say to me that I had to do the right thing. So if I picked up an item that I knew was a lot of money, to give it back to Emmaus and they'd sell it.
Oh, really?
But I was like, I'm not doing that. because it's not down to me to decide what you're going to put out. It's down to your people to decide how much you want to sell it for, right?
Yeah,
it's not up to me to decide.
100%. Like, I think like I say, I follow a lot of the charity shops eBay pages, and I'm sure it's Bernardo's. I mean, they start pretty much everything at $9.99, regardless of if it's worth $9.99 or not. That is
Really?
the bog stand. Yeah, that's like the bog standard. What everything gets started at $9.99.
Yeah.
And
or auction or buy it now?
Yeah, all auction. Yeah, literally everything gets started at $9.99. And there's a few things.
If you start in an auction, that's too high.
Yeah.
But for me, anyway, in my opinion.
Yeah. Depends what it is. I mean, sometimes they do have some really good stuff on there that actually you probably could spin around for maybe like 80 quid or something.
Yeah.
But then there's so many people seeing it. Quite often it will, like, the final sale price is about that 80 quid anyway. Like, there's so many things I've watched, and then after a few days I've just started on watching them because it's already too high for me.
Yeah.
But they're making so much money. So much money.
I do like the setup of Emmaus though, it's really nice.
We don't have one here. We haven't got one.
I've been to a couple around maybe one in Brighton, but it's completely different.
Yeah.
It's just like an actual charity shop, whereas one in Cambridge has like coffee shop inside bit, which is where the more expensive stuff are. They've got the Emporium.
Yeah. So, I think I'm definitely gonna have to try and like find one and check one out. So we haven't got one here.
Yeah.
Question: is Denz short for a longer form of your name? That's from Santa.
No, that is a nickname that I was given back in when I was 12 or 13. My natural name is Daniel.
Sean's cooking. Rich is cooking spaghetti bolognese. I had that for my tea as well, actually. Sharon, why should it bother them? There's enough for everyone.
Exactly, 100% agree with that.
And Adam says, my local Age UK still has a stained white Ralph Polo on for £25. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Is it a real one?
Yeah, that's the next question, isn't it?
That's why we don't bother tend to go for those high end brands, because there's a risk that they're not real.
Yeah.
And I don't expect the charity shops to know. The people working in the back office, they probably won't know.
I think sometimes they do. I think more than often they don't really know. But I think Ralph Lauren's quite a safe bet, to be honest, because it's quite common. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not the higher end, like
I think
the lower end or the higher end.
It's all about the stitching, isn't it? Whether it's it's good or not.
I've never had a problem with Ralph Lauren, and I've sold quite a lot of it as well. And I've never had anyone come back saying like, "Oh, this is dodgy" or whatever. Wee Piece of Junie, you would think they would be happy with any type of sale. Strange practice for a charity shop, to be fair. Yeah.
From what I hear, they're turning over quite a lot in the Emporium, so it's definitely draws in a better crowd, I think, for them.
Yeah.
I said to the management there, if you get rid of the Emporium, a lot of people won't come.
Yeah. When they put Secret Carper, sorry, not Karma. When they put Primark stuff more expensive than Primark, 100%.
I've seen that. I see that all the time.
Yeah. See that quite a lot. That is really annoying.
One I had the other day, I saw. I can't remember the brand now. I think I put it on Instagram, but it was like a £20 shirt. They put it for 20 quid.
Yeah.
But people are saying on Instagram that the most retail people don't know that they're a high brand. So only unless you just go into the shop and it's really expensive, like £150 for a shirt. So I was tempted to go back and get it just to test it out. But 20 quid's too much for me. I can't lay off that much money on one item, really.
No.
Cool.
Sean spamming a bit of Night's Life. Asked him if he's nodded off, can be a problem when you get to a certain age. Shed and a comfy pair of slippers. Time slips away.
Some people call this my shed.
Yeah.
It's not a shed, it's an office. Yeah.
Adam, I think, is asking me if I've been to the Stroud e-mouse. No, I haven't
not been to that
been
one.
there. I really do need to check out Stroud, actually. That's near me. I do really need to check it out. I haven't been.
I need to come up north, really. Apparently the clothes are really cheap up there.
That's what a few people said. I think someone mentioned that last night in Rich's chat. And there was a few kind of disagreed. Some people agreed. Like, yeah, crazy.
Cambridge town, like within the Cambridge border, is really expensive because the universities own most of the land, so they charge hefty rent for shop fronts, really.
Oh wow!
So
yeah,
I see why they have to charge those prices, but it does mean that we have to be a bit more savvy when it comes to getting stuff from, especially even on our high street.
Yeah,
like we've got each and the Children's Society. Like some of their stuff is like 15 quid when it's actually like 8 quid on eBay.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've come across even like it was an Xbox GTA game, and they had it on for like a tenner. And usually you'd buy like all games for like £1, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it was like a £10 game, to be fair, but not if you're going into a charity shop to buy something.
No,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. They are becoming more like retailers than charity shops.
Yeah, they are, and it. Like, I know obviously like they want to make as much money as possible, for their charity and things, but
they're getting it for free.
It does kind of make you think, well, where is all that money going, like, as well?
To management.
Right. Yeah.
My missus worked for a charity, and their bosses are on 6-figure sums.
It's crazy.
How can you work for a charity earning that much money and actually feel okay about it?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
That's a whole novel story.
Yeah.
Because my missus got made redundant on the same day as I did.
Oh, really?
So we both got made redundant on the same day.
Whoa, that's
we both work for different companies.
Stressful.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But financially, and we were going through the adoption process, so we had to disclose that and our financials and everything of what we had actually received.
Yeah.
And how we were going to like look after our little boy. And my stepdad, who helped us build this, he also got made redundant on the same day too. Which is all sitting there on the 30th of June going, right, so all three of us have got no jobs then.
Yeah, I was saying all three come in, but like, oh, I've made redundant. Like, yeah, me too. I'm me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow,
but he'd been there a long time too, so
I bet that
it was pretty weird.
Stressful, and especially going through like an adoption process as well. Like that's stressful enough too,
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, crazy time for you. 935 subs for you now, Denz. Almost at that 1K.
Thank you.
And Secret Calf has also subscribed to you. That's rich.
Welcome, thank you.
June is subscribed to you.
Thanks, Junie.
And Uncle Albert.
Wow.
938. Go on, Denz. You're smashing it.
Getting there.
If you haven't already, then please give this chat a like as well.
I try to get a weekly video out about what's happened the previous week.
Yeah.
Mainly through sales and how much is kind of made. And that was another issue with the mails, is that I was bragging about how much money I was making.
Oh, really?
It wasn't bragging. It was about telling people where to go and what you can actually make.
Yeah.
Because people are kind of, their perception is that you're doing it in a bad way, whereas the intent is actually I'm trying to help people.
Yeah, definitely.
But a lot of people don't understand that. So yeah.
How long have you had your YouTube channel for?
Good question. Should we have a look?
Yeah.
I'll find out.
Yeah, find out. And also, do you go to Car Boots, Daniel Denz?
I don't go to Car Boots purely for the fact that I have. It was 4 yesterday, so happy birthday. He wakes up at 6:30 in the morning, and dragging him round a car boot isn't exactly fun.
No,
for either of us.
for anything
So
like that, is it really?
no. I'm 9:40 now. Lovely. Thanks, guys.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, everyone, for showing the support.
May 2015 is when
Okay.
it joined.
And I guess you haven't posted on that regularly, like all the time, like
No.
just kind of had it and yeah.
Yeah. I think it's looking at my last sort of 365 days. It's only kind of pre-April 21, I think, where it's kind of quite dead. I'm getting a lot of hits though from a video I did about how to send a parcel outside of the UK.
Oh, really?
The UPS parcel.
Yeah.
An issue I had, I went to UPS drop-off point and they went, have you got 3 invoices? I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So I had to go back home, download the invoice off the UPS website and write out 3 times, put 1 in the box, 2 on the outside, 1 for the UK customs, and then 1 for the international customs.
Oh my
But
God.
UPS don't have that on their website.
That is crazy. You think they'd put that on there?
Yeah.
But I expect that's quite an interesting video for people, especially like post Brexit and things, like how.
Yeah, as soon as Brexit happened, it just went. The video kind of just shot up. It didn't go viral, but the views just went through the roof, really.
Yeah.
Compared to the other ones, anyway.
Yeah, I've got one a bit like that, and it was about Vinted. And usually for my videos, I get between like, I don't know, up to say a couple of hundred views. But this one's got like 1.3K, and I don't know what I've done, or like it just happened.
It just maybe. I mean, do you use the same tags? Do you use what was the thumbnail like? Is it different to the others?
I suppose it was a little bit clickbaity. Like I put, "Is this the end of resellers on Vinted?"
Oh yeah, that would go.
But yeah. But yeah, I just seem to have that one video that's done like really well. So yeah,
obviously you do have 1 or 2 that just go crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I haven't quite, apart from maybe the title, I haven't quite worked out maybe what else would have done that sort of thing.
I've been thinking of toying with the idea of doing some bookkeeping videos, but that just sounds boring. Like tutorials.
I don't know. I think
with like a scenario.
Yeah. I think if you kept it kind of like reselling themed, like, on your channel, I think you probably, do okay.
Yeah.
But it just depends whether someone's like actually searching for that information, doesn't it? That's kind of what it depends on. So yeah.
And I just like building businesses. I'm just a strange person.
Yeah, no, I'm a bit like that. Like, I tried things like drop shipping before, but very unsuccessfully, and hacked that in.
Yeah. Very few people make money from that, and if they say they do, they're probably not.
No, no, because like that has got even smaller profit margins, hasn't it? Like it's got really small profit margins.
Single-digit ones, yeah.
Yeah, I did have a first aid training company for like a couple of years, which I did quite well out of actually. While I was still working on as a nurse as well, because obviously working as a nurse, I can kind of teach that kind of stuff. Which did quite well out of. But then I also got promoted at work, and the pandemic happened, so it just totally wiped it out. And I decided.
You thought about doing it again?
No, because I kind of, as much as I like teaching, it was getting a little bit graining, kind of teaching the same thing every single time. And I was just a bit like, I enjoy it, but I don't want to be teaching the same thing all the time.
Just becomes robotic at the end of the day, doesn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, then I tried a bit of drop shipping, and then I've got into eBay, which seems to be the one that's working for me and the one I'm doing most well at and enjoying. So
I think it has the most footfall, doesn't it? Online, really?
Yeah, 100%. Adam says charity shops in the north vary depending on shops. I also feel depends on the manager of the shop too. I expect that's true. My local YMCA has awesome prices and they shift stock quickly. There's a YMCA in Gloucester actually here, and they're quite good, to be honest. We have a new charity shop opening in January, so it will be our 5th one in the town, which would be good. Nice. Oh, Lily went. And Junie also says it's really costly round here. Oh, hang on a minute. You're on about fish. Sorry. I thought you were on about like a charity shop, but no, you're talking about fish. I've picked up their conversation. I expect that's with Rick, Secret Carper. I expect that's with them. Yeah, they are talking about fishing.
Are they actually listening to us?
No, just talking
Just
about
having a
fishing.
chat. Exactly.
Sean says, Denz, you mentioned a gazebo. I have a solid one. I bought £106 Amazon. Yeah, used about 5 times. Now my dad's not around. It's sitting. But you may be a bit far if it's Cambridge down in Richmond, Surrey here. Oh,
yeah, that's what southeast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Might be a bit far.
Yeah, might be worth you guys.
Are you on the way to Brighton?
No, it's not as
Sorry.
it's not as far as Brighton.
It's not as far. No.
I think Richmond's more like the London side of Surrey, sort of thing.
Yeah. Because on passing, if it's on the way, then I could pick it up. But we're not planning to go down there for months anyway.
You've got your Instagram is at Reseller Denz as well,
That's
isn't
right.
it? So
I try to keep it all the same.
Yeah, if Sean's got Instagram, maybe you two could like see if you could sort that one out. That's very kind of you, Sean.
Yeah, thanks, Sean.
Tonks just popped in to say hello. Thank you.
Hi,
Thank you very much. Hopefully, James and Sarah will be on the channel later in December. Cookie and the Haydens, Chris. Good evening. Nice score yesterday, Chris. 3-0 in the end.
Yeah, that was always in control, wasn't it? We were always in control of that game.
Oh, I don't know. The first half was shite, really, wasn't it?
They had a couple of chances as well, wasn't they?
Oh, they're listening but fishing too.
Nice. Multitasking.
Your teaching background partially explains why you're so good on camera, Sophie. Oh, thank you. Well, I do get a bit nervous actually, but I don't know. I just can't be asked to worry about things, to be honest.
You know how I get over my nerves? I say that it's excitement, not nervousness.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. It's the same feelings, right? Getting excited.
Yeah. I only did like a bit of teaching, like, in my business. Obviously, like my primary job is like, being a nurse. So I think it's just communicating to people like all day, every day.
Is that something that you can do on video teaching? Probably not.
No. And I much prefer
virtual teaching,
face-to-face things as well. Yeah. Like, no, not my thing. And like I say, I just kind of got a bit like, I'm just doing the same thing all the time.
Nice.
Sean, I donate a lot to my local Mind. They got a huge champagne bucket today, but buy almost nothing. Oh, bloody hell. And James and Sarah are getting on the old fishing chat as well now. I don't know why I bother.
So how long have you been doing these interviews for then? Have you just started already?
Yeah. So I think you might be like the 6th one now.
Okay.
I think. Something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe the 5th. Yeah, I haven't done too many of them. I think this is probably like the 6th week or so of doing it.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, and I quite enjoy it because, like, although the live stream itself doesn't contribute to like your watch hours, but I think once it's posted, it does them. But it's just nicer than doing lives like by yourself, and it just mixes up the content a bit, and people get to know each other. Everyone can kind of chat with each other and engage as well, and I just quite enjoy doing it as well. Really, like I like getting to know people and chatting about rubbish.
Because I had an idea of like getting some resellers around Cambridge together and having a podcast.
Yeah, because I think I might have spoke to you about that as well at one point. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I messaged you about that. But it's quite hard to get together, isn't it?
Yeah, and to have a podcast, it needs to be consistent, like weekly. And I think if it's monthly or quarterly, then not many people are just going to tune out and tune away to something else and forget about it.
Yeah.
Reason why it died, but it'd been nice just to all sit around a table and film it and essentially film like a 2-hour podcast, and then you can chop it up into individual videos.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
If anyone does want to take me fishing, though, actually, I will come.
Can you imagine? And then you catch the biggest fish, and you've never been fishing before.
I've never been fishing before, but I would actually quite like to try it. I actually watched this guy. He's called.
It's very relaxing.
Yeah, and that was why I subscribed to his channel. He's called the Fish Locker, and he just like goes out on his little boat catching fish and things, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, if anyone does want to take me fishing, then I'm well up for that. Oh, it's near Heathrow Airport. That's where Sean is.
Okay.
And Rich, he's on the south coast, 30 minutes from Brighton.
Nice. Yeah.
Dion, can't go wrong with fishing. No, I think we're all
Dion. It's my cousin.
Oh, hello, cousin.
Hey, cuz.
That penalty Argentina got tonight was a joke. I haven't seen it. I need to catch up, but I've got Argentina in Chris Cooking Hayden's sweepstake. So like, I haven't really been doing that well with Argentina.
No, they were poor last game, weren't they?
Yeah, I had real high hopes, but like I was there thinking, yeah, I'm going to win this sweepstake. Like that's mine. But
it's almost like there was going to be civil war because Argentina didn't play very well. It's like in Argentina, they're all just like kicking off.
Yeah. Insta is the only place I'm serious. Rich says, sorry, my fault. Yep, all your fault, Rich. So you got to take me fishing now. That's that's what you have to do. Take me fishing.
Do you know what? That's what I say all the time. It's my fault. I take accountability for everything, even if it's not my fault. Even if it's raining, it's my fault.
Adam says you need moderators to fish the fishers. It's all fishy. And Chris is on the fish as well.
Hey. What type of fish is that, Chris?
It looks like, well, no, it doesn't actually. But I've got tetras in my tank. I was going to say it looks a bit like a tetra, but it doesn't.
You can practice in your tank, can't you?
Yeah, I could, couldn't I? Well, when they die, I fish them out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I actually bought platters as well. Little did I know, I bought 6 platters, and I had 1 female and 5 males. Did not know this, and the 1 female was actually pregnant. So like 3 days later, I got up to like look at them, and there was all these little eyes popping out at me in the gravel. I was like, oh my god, there's babies! And they just kept doing it.
Sign of a good tank.
Yeah, well, they just kept doing it, and they're like, that poor little fish. I called her Sheila, but she just got like.
Were the others Bruce?
No, I can't remember what I called them. I did give a name to them. Oh yeah, the whole group of them. I called them Gale Platters, but yeah, Sheila, like poor thing, she just got used and abused, like every month. That poor little fish. She had like bits missing out of her fins, like they just used to chase her around everywhere, and that poor little thing. But yeah, then the tank got massively overrun because like they're live bearers, so they obviously give birth to like live babies, and quite often they eat them. But a couple of them were like surviving, so before I knew it, I had like double the amount of platters in there. Like it was mental time. It was a mental time. We've also got Pete.
Hey Pete. Pete's on the auctions most weeks.
Oh yeah, so you've got is that tomorrow night? Then you got your auction.
No, I'm not doing one this week because we're at Wembley Arena tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
watching Shinedown. The week after, definitely.
Yeah.
We're just trying to go through the clothes, go through the boxes.
Yeah.
Go through the shelves. So last week was games and board games, and didn't really sell much. Dion brought 4 puzzles. That's about it. And then, so next week's the other side. So just pull stuff off there.
Yeah, definitely.
Make
Have
some
you
space.
started going up in your auctions in like 50p or £1 increments to try and?
I tell them to, but there's a few people that just go up by 10p, and you have to come in and come on, guys.
Yeah.
Think about it. We're going to be here all night.
Yeah. Adam wants to be on the live again. A lot of stuff didn't talk about. You're more than welcome to come back on the live whenever you want,
Yeah,
Adam.
these are very good. These are very good, I must say.
Oh, thank you. Hi, Sophie Denz and chat. That's Tam and Bell. Tam's also been on the live.
Yeah, I watched that one. That's good.
And thank you very much. My head will be too big in a minute. Won't be able to get up out the chair. I was pointed towards Sophie by Rich. I thought she might need protect him from a 5 foot nothing professional £1 sunglass salesman.
There's nothing wrong with being 5 foot. I can say that now.
Yeah, I'm 5 foot, and Sean called me a toasted marshmallow last night as well.
I'm 5'3", so still quite short.
Oh, you're only 5'3". Oh, I didn't mean it like that actually. Like you're only 5'3". Yeah.
Don't worry.
Oh, apparently
I've had 40 years of it.
Apparently Messi's missed, so that's
good.
That's annoyed me even more.
Sorry.
Late team. Yeah, everyone's breaking this news to me now. Thanks for that, everybody.
Spoiler alert.
And Sean's in the spam mode again. Hi, Tam. How's rehab? Have you written the judge ordered letters to those you wronged yet, or is it an early night at the pub Saturday? They went out on the Saturday night. Oh, if Argentina don't win versus you in the next round, potentially. Oh, then that'll be fun, won't it?
I don't think there's no team that's really standing out for me at the moment.
Yeah, I expected a little bit more off Brazil, to be fair.
Yeah.
Haven't really seen that. I mean, Qatar absolutely flunked, didn't they? France have been quite good though, I think, and Holland, they've been quite good. But yeah, Dion, my fish won't stop breeding, sold over 70 at the moment. I was thinking of selling off my platties when I had them, but I couldn't bring myself to let them go because I was like, I made you all. Like,
yeah, I made you all.
Yeah. I was like, you have to stay. No one died. There were no witnesses then. That's to Pete. Pete's also doing auctions by the looks of it, or is that to Denz? I'm not too sure. Sean knows nothing about fishing. Sitting on a damp chair, staring at a bit of wood bounce in the wind while the stench of fetid raincoats washed over. I can live without. And Adam says, "It's coming home." Let's hope so.
We've only had 3 games. Calm your horses.
Oh no, I know, right? I think Senegal might be. I think that's going to be a bit of a tough game, actually.
Yeah, that'll be difficult to break down.
Yeah. Well, if Sadio Mane's not playing, he's Senegal, isn't he? So that's kind of one threat out of the way, I suppose. We've been on live for about an hour now, so I'm going to start wrapping up if that's okay with everyone. Thank you so much for the support. Thanks so much for joining us. Thank you for subbing to Denz's channel as well. Really appreciate all that.
Yes, thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
That's all right. Thanks for joining. And you can also follow Denz on Instagram at Reseller Denz as well. Do you know what your eBay handle is as well?
It's Denzel. So just DENZEL and then the same again.
So give the shop a little check out as well. So guys, thanks so much for joining. And we've got Kieran on from Rummage Around next week as well. Nice. So thanks so much. And I will catch you all in the next one. Take care.
See you later.